everyone, welcome to the Coach Dev Academy Lab Guide. I'm Manu and today we're gonna travel to one of the most charismatic and most important tracks on motor racing. We travel to the circuit of Le Mans. We're gonna be driving our Cadillac LMDH and let's do a fast lap here in Le Mans. Let's go. Okay, so here we are in the main straight of the circuit of Le Mans for the week 6 of the iRacing series. It's a long straight with a corner on the last part that we have to place the car onto this exit part of the track, this extra part, and try to close it as much as we can. And when we reach the apex of this corner, we place the car a little bit further of the curve and start braking with really light brake on first because there is bumps on the braking line. So we brake and we have to be very clear to where to put the car on the first chicane, because we have to use all this extra sources here and over the white line. You see here you have to find where the slowdown is here, but if you touch the sand is the slowdown. So you have to be very careful to not touch it, but you have to be very sure to go over these parts of the track to gain the most speed as you can, as well as the second corner of the chicane, but a little bit less, because you cannot go really to the inside because there is a slowdown there. So we try to do the exit of this corner as much as straight as we can, reaching the curve on the left. Be careful with the oversteer. Another chicane that brings us to the second part of the track. This the long straight. We're gonna brake early because this part is really slippery, so we have to brake a little bit earlier, take our time to do this braking, 50%, and before the apex start with throttle, as you will see here, making the car rotate with throttle. Now full gas with no problem with these cars. At this moment, this right-hander, again, you have to go over the curb with no problem at all. And one of the most important corner here in Le Mans is this fast right-hander, where you have to lift a little bit only and start really soon with the throttle to make the car rotate again with throttle, and be very careful with the slowdown on the exit of the corner, because it's really easy to do. If you go a little bit wide, you have 2 seconds of slowdown and ruins off all your race. So this specific corner is very important because there's a long straight here ahead where you have to find the top speed. And we reach the first of the chicanes on this long straight. So my braking point is going to be this 100 board, maybe a little bit earlier, to brake with time to put the car to the inside, because we have to go over the curbs a lot, and we do trial braking at this point to not have the lock tires on the right. And again, to this left, again, we're gonna try braking a lot, but we start with the throttle really soon. Again, making the car rotate with throttle, and you have all this space here on the right that you can go over and not having an off track or a slowdown, and complete flat out this exit. Again, we place the car in the middle part of the track. Another long straight, very important. For the second chicane, another important because there's another straight. There's a lot of straights here in Le Mans. My braking point is the 100 board on the right. So I'm gonna be hard braking here, and when we start turning in, we're gonna start with the trial braking, and again, you have to release a little bit the brake, as you can see here, but with a little bit of trial braking. And when you place the car in a straight line, you can press a little bit harder, as I'm gonna do here. You see, 20% more, and again, trial braking for the second, soon with the throttle, and go over the curves to make the car rotate a little bit more. And this exit is completely flat out over the curve again, no problem with off tracks. You have to find it because you cannot go too wide, but at this point there's no off track or slowdown. And flat out. Okay, now we are reaching this middle sector, so my braking point is gonna be the start of the curve on the right, or this green light here on the left. Whenever your in front car plays, you can see one or another. So really hard braking zone here. We have to brake a little bit turning in, but we have to brake as much straight as we can, moving the car to the left to take a nice speed in this corner. It's another corner where you can go over the white line with no off tracks and no problem to slowdowns, but you cannot go wider to these green cones here on the right, because that is the limit of the slowdown. Really careful with this exit because you can go over the curb, but it's a little bit slippery because it's a change of level, so the car makes a little bit unstable, and it's really important again this traction for this another long straight. Long straight, another long straight, no problem. And we reach one of the trickiest parts here in Le Mans is a braking zone where you have to brake turning in, but you have to feel the car when the car goes to the ground. So it's really heavy, the car. That's the point you have to brake. So that point is when you are over the apex. So in this point you start to brake, and little by little you release the brake and go try braking, because it's really slippery and it's really easy to lock up the front left tire in this part. Again, left corner. Be careful with the sun of the exit because it's really easy to go wide and to lose a couple seconds. And another corner, we're reaching the final sector. This I'm gonna brake a little bit early of the 50 board, and we place the car over the curve here on the left, and the cone is gonna start the turning in point for this corner. We can go over the curve on the right, and again, this is really careful to go really progressive with the throttle because you have a lot of oversteer in this zone. And we are gonna reach another long straight, and one of the mythical points here in Le Mans is the chicanes with the wall on the right. So for the start of these corners, my braking point and my turning in point is going to be the end of this green AstroTurf here on the left. So at the end of this one is my braking point, as you can see, light braking and really soon with the throttle, making the car rotate again with throttle. I'll try braking and really soon with the throttle, completely flat out this whole section. All you have to do is following the racing line. This one you have to be very careful because if you go wide, it's the end of the race because the wall is really near to the curb on the right, but it's completely flat out. No problem with this. Again, this left-hander flat out. We find the curb here on the left, and for this one we have to maintain the car as much as the right place of the track as we can, because we have to sacrifice the exit of this one. You can see try braking, soon with the throttle, again rotating the car with throttle, really important in this track. And we sacrifice this exit, and to maintain the car in the right place of the track, to lift a little bit and to attack this left-hander as soon as we can, because if you go late in this corner, you are gonna be wide and there is another 2-second slowdown here on the right. So it's really important to go soon in this corner. Okay, and final chicanes. Easy corners, but trickies at the same time. Because the entry, you have to place the car a little bit on the box way. So go over the curb, hard brake again, and you have to go over the curves. Put the car on the middle part of the curves, as you can see here, and sacrifice this second corner to place the car again to the right. We sacrifice this exit, and we place the car in the right place to have a really nice race line and nice speed for the last chicane that we are going over the curves. Of the curves, as you can see, and again you can go over the red houses with no problem, and progressively with the throttle, because the car when goes down you can't go flat out because it's gonna spin and you're gonna oversteer, so really progressive to the finish line. Okay everybody, so thank you for being here in another lap guide session. Don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel, and any questions that you have, you can check our Discord channel where you can ask everything you want. And ready to race for this week 6 of the IMSA Racing Series Circuit of Le Mans practice. And I hope you find this information useful and helpful. And see you on track like always. See you on the next one. Bye bye.